So, Brevin, the big question of the week is, where were you? How'd you find out? And did it actually change your life? The news about Luka being traded for Anthony Davis.
Well, first off, I was at the hotel in Milwaukee. And when it came up on the screen, it was almost, I looked at it as like, what do you think of this? That's kind of what I did, but then I saw Sham's name. Well, how Shams?
Shams.
I don't know how the hell to say it. Sham's name was on it, and I'm like, is this serious? And then I'm like, so you have to go to your phone and be like, let me see if it's on my phone too. So now look, and it's like, and then he has to even have a second tweet to say like that, no, this is real. Like
My favorite moment was when Tyrese Halliburton tweeted out, Shams got hacked. Because that's what happened with us. Ross Wooden was with us, one of our PR members for the Grizzlies. It was his birthday, actually, and we were out with him, and he literally just told us, Eric Hasseltine and I, hey, Shams just got hacked. We're like, what do you mean? He said, yeah, he says Luka got traded for Anthony Davis. We're like, oh, well, that's crazy. Yeah. And then we're like going through Twitter, we're like, well, if he got hacked, he's going to say something. And then all of a sudden he came out and said, it's real. It's an incredible deal.
Yeah, I mean, it was shocking to see someone of his caliber, meaning Luka, be traded for so little. It was definitely a shock. And now, how does it affect me? It just was a shock to see it.
Yeah.
You know me, you've been around me long enough. This basketball thing, nothing surprises me.
Yeah.
And I take it all with a grain of salt because it's a bunch of people just playing a game. And it's not just the basketball game, but it's also they playing the money game. And Dallas played the money game at the end of the day. And so it'll be now your mind switches to, oh, well, what do these teams look like?
Yeah.
And you say on one side, which one of these guys is going to play for the Lakers? Which one of them is going to play off the ball?
Right.
And because both of them, in order with LeBron good, is when he's the point guard of your team. Luka, when he's good, even when he's playing with Kyrie in Dallas, he was the guy that handled the ball for the most part.
Right.
So who's going to handle the ball? What will the other player look like off of the ball? And then in Dallas, what I think it did and what I think a lot of people are missing is it's going to make them a more complete team. And that you're not going to, now you only have one ball dominant guy. Mm-hmm. For so long, they had their success, they had two ball dominant guys. And I think for them, it was the thought of, well, we want to give ourselves a better chance. We still have the guy that can get it done by himself off the dribble. We've now added a guy who can be an unstoppable force and to play alongside centers. And so he doesn't even have to be the center. So I think that just became for me, then the basketball kicks in. The emotion side was done. You know, I don't get emotional about this anymore.
I think the most stunning thing is that Kyrie outlasted Luka in Dallas. I mean, who would have ever guessed that? What a memorable deal. # never forget. Welcome to Night Court. I'm Rob Fisher. He's Brevin Knight. You can catch us on Twitter at The Fish Nation, at Brevin Knight 22, and the show at Night Court 22. And you can watch each and every episode as well at the Bluff City Media YouTube channel and catch the video of us. We're outside today.
We're back.
This is amazing. It's great to be outside. It's a little chilly, but then I think, boy, we've done the show out here when it's been a lot colder than this.
Man, listen, it's nice to be back in the studio.
Yeah, the real studio.
Yeah, we went into the alternative, which was nice.
Which was nice, lovely.
It was nice to be inside in the warmth, but at the end of the day, man, we're outside guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, at your house, you love to sit outside and watch your multiple TVs.
That's right.
Here at my house, I like to sit out here and listen to nothing and look at the court.
That's right. How about these Grizzlies, who are on quite the roll? And in the last week, maybe we always talk about the big wins of the year, and we've put Boston in there, at Boston, at Phoenix was a big one, at Minnesota was a huge one. May have had two more to add to the list this week with Houston and Milwaukee. Let's start with Houston. 3 times they got you. That was, you wanted to see something extra from the Grizzlies that night, and I think we got it.
Yeah, I thought the biggest issue with them was you had to match the physicality, of course, and that had been an issue for this team in terms of how will they be able to execute when you're playing against teams that are going to put their hands on you? And they're going to put their hands on you for the entire time. And I thought the first 3 Houston games, it was more so late. As I went back and looked at it, it was more so late game execution that really hurt them in those games.
Right.
They allowed some runs that got Houston back into the game, but then Houston just made the plays better down the stretch. It all flipped in this last game, and I thought it was the physicality they played with, but they executed very well. And you know, when you can find guys or a guy to go to control the game and make things better the way that Jaren Jackson Jr. has done, then it gives you the confidence that you can finish and win those games. And you know, and for it to end again, you think about it, you've ended the Minnesota game with defense, not only offensive and scoring, defensively with a great contest. You finished this Houston Rockets game again with defense and a slight contest, but you at least forced Fred VanVleet to shoot a 3-step 3-point shot off of the line. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as if it was a rhythm at the line. He would have had to made a great shot to win that one. And so it was nice that they were able to execute. Jaren makes the 2 free throws, but they've been able to then hang their hat on what it's always been, which has been defense to win that game. So I think it was, and then you go to Milwaukee.
But hold on.
Oh yeah, finish.
With Houston, the thing that really stood out to me, because we didn't work the game in Houston,
yes.
So which sucks. I hate it. Imagine that every game you watch on television, you have announcers, right? And every game you go to, you don't. Well, I do. So every game I am at, or every game I ever watch, I have someone in my ear telling me what's going on. When we're not working and I don't have you guys in my ear telling me what's going on, there are so many times I'll look up at the scoreboard and be like, how the hell did we get up by 8? And have no idea what happened. It's terrible. I hate it. I hate it a lot. But the thing that I really noticed from that game was, you know how little boys, when they go out with their white t-shirt on and they go out and they play all day and they get dirty and sweaty. And when they come in, the white t-shirt's drooping down to here and it's all sweaty and wet and gross. That's what Luke Kennard and Desmond Bane looked like after that game. Those dudes left it all on the table. I mean, Des played 40 minutes in that game.
And Des just continues to marvel with these double-doubles, and it's coming points, assists. This one was points, rebounds. And
they haven't all been from 3.
No, he's done a great job of exploiting what the defense is giving him. And I think a lot of it is because we're seeing him play off the dribble a lot more. Mm-hmm. And doing that, using screens to get where he wants to go. But also, Des has gotten really good at being able to beat his one-on-one defender to get to these awkward angle finishes. But that was the thing that in these last 2 seasons, he has gotten so good at being able to have these finishes where you feel like, man, he's running away from the basket, but as he's running away, still has the angle, puts up there softly. And so between him doing that and then just the aggressiveness that we talk about at which Luke Kennard is playing with, the threes, we shot transition 3 in that game, dribble down, forget it, I got this. And so I think the team has gotten better. And I say this, we still have lost the second most games to injury in the association.
Yeah.
But it's because of those who are playing that they have individually have elevated their games, but then the collective of that they still will learn how to do it together. And so, no, those two, we wouldn't be where we are. You think that was the starting backcourt for so many games and during that streak and playing well. And I thought they did a great job of playing off one another.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then go to Milwaukee and another huge win in a game. The game maybe not aesthetically as similar to Houston, but similar in that the Grizzlies had to come down in the fourth quarter, trailing a lot of the game, but never let it get out of hand. It stayed around. What good teams do against good teams on the road, stick around and give yourself a chance. And the Grizzlies did that, and then it was Jaren again.
Well, that was a game, I called it the 6-0 game, because it seemed like every time one team would make a 6-0 run, the other team would make their own 6-0 run. And that's what kept the lead for Milwaukee at 10, 9. But it was they never were able to stretch it out, as you said.
Yeah.
So that just meant for the Grizzlies, it was like, when you're on the road, you just want to have an opportunity to win the game. And when you have someone who has gotten more comfortable with finishing the way that Jaren has, then you feel good about what can happen. And the thing that you like about him was he used Giannis's physicality that he used on the offensive end against them. It wasn't I'm going to settle out here. It wasn't I'm going to let you push me and make me play from where you want me to play. It was I'm coming straight to your chest. And I'm going where I want to go on the floor. And he was spectacular.
He was the best player on the floor with Giannis on the floor.
By far. He was the best player on the floor with Giannis on the floor. He was the best player on the floor when we played against Houston with Jalen Green being on the floor.
Oh, he's good, though.
Who, Jalen Green?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, shit. That's why Houston.
That dude can
That's why
he
they
can
are
create some space.
and then once he gets
He's amazing.
when he gets that one leg, the one leg jump, you just got to get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his one leg takeoff is very similar, not going to be as high, but once the bounce happens, like Vince Carter, once the bounce happens, you have no chance.
Right.
It's not like you're going to now get higher than him, and so no, he's a special talent.
And then San Antonio, second night of a back-to-back. Good focused win, I thought, for the Grizzlies. Ja was back. He was great. And we saw a really great Gigi game, which was exciting to see because we saw it so often last year. And, he was shaking off some rust in these first few games and getting back in game shape and things like that. So it was nice to see him have a breakout game.
Yeah, I mean, for all of those games, we always had 3 or 4 guys with really good individual performances.
Yeah. That
also coincided with the team in these. Again, I would say I think in all of those games we were 32, 33 assists or more.
Yeah.
In those games, and the turnover number was a low. 13, 14
points
turnovers.
off turnovers.
But the points
really
off turnovers
yeah.
they weren't the 20, the 19. It was now down around 13, 14. And to play against San Antonio, it was great. Ja got off to the great start, 14 in the first half, knocked down 3 threes, sort of bouncing his step again. You saw them mixing up their offense between just the flow of offense, but then also running into some screening rolls that allowed him to get downhill. I loved the mid-range jump shot. The threes are fine. He knocks those down, but for me, I think that is the shot that can continue to change his career.
The mid-range.
Is knocking down that mid-range shot. The 3 is, yes, he is so much of an aggressive player. I don't want you to just be a guy that just stands at the arc.
Right.
But to be able to mix up knocking down the mid-range jump shot, shooting the floater, and getting to the basket, I think just extends his career, but also just it makes him even more unstoppable. And so to see that, to see Gigi, and the thing for Gigi, it was also learning how do I play with these other star guys now.
Right.
Because last year it was just Gigi, and if Jaren, Dez, they were going to be in and out when they played.
Gigi take over.
It was just Gigi, go do your thing. And so I thought his first couple games was a filling out period of where, how, and then when you get the support of the big 3 to tell you to keep going and doing it, then that keeps your confidence high. And we saw exactly why when you say, well, who's going to be the addition? Gigi Jackson is our addition.
Yeah.
We didn't have him all year. And so now you get him into the rotation, and it was nice to see him play well.
Next up for the Grizzlies in Toronto against the Raptors, who are playing really good basketball right now.
Toronto is competing well, and that doggone Scotty Barnes and R.J. Barrett and Quigley. The thing is, they got some talent on their team in terms of individually. It was just for Darko figuring out how to put it together, what's it going to look like. They're a team defensively that plays different defenses. They may press you. They may trap. They may drop back into a zone. They put Scotty Barnes at the top sometimes and let you use his length. So then Chris Boucher, they use his length. So you don't look at this team as a 16-win team. You look at them as being a team that has won those last couple of weeks and looked like a NBA team.
Yeah, and then it's Oklahoma City on Saturday. That'll be fun.
Very intrigued to see that one.
That'll be fun.
Because
you talk shit to people?
No.
You done with that?
Yeah, I think what I realized with Roberto, when you got no control, you just shut your ass up.
That's right.
When you are just a reactionary person, then you got to just swallow until it's that time. Pause. Until it's that time for people to when the game is over, that's when you step back in and you puff your chest out. Yeah. But until then, you gotta stay off to the side, man. Let the guys do their thing.
Yeah, understood. And then we'll go to Phoenix and the Clippers, and then the All-Star break comes. So a couple of fun games to close out the pre-All-Star.
And a nice run by this Grizzlies team.
Great run by the Grizzlies team.
Before we go, We're working on it today. You saw me get my
I saw you working.
10-game splits. We just finished our 5th 10-game split. 6-4, 7-3, 7-3, 5-5. Lost one game because we like to be 6-4 or more. Well, how about the next 10? 9-1
Yeah.
in their last 10 basketball games. At this juncture right now, we said you would like to, of the 8 sets that you were going to have, you would like to win 6 games in each. That would have put you at 48. And then the 2 games out, you say you want to win those 2, or if you split, somewhere between 48 and 50, that would have put you. Well, right now, they're on pace right now to put themselves at 54 wins or 52 wins. And so that would squarely put them in the top 4 in the Western Conference. And that's all you want. You want to make sure that you're in, you're not worrying about a play-in, and you're playing good basketball. So it's been fun to see them do this while losing the 2nd most games to injury in the association. Right now, 2nd in the West, the 4th best team in the Western Conference. And that's a
In the
credit.
NBA.
I mean,
Fourth best
in
in the
NBA. That is a credit to those players that we have talked about, but the bench and everybody, Taylor Jenkins, his staff, everyone, they all deserve a pat on the back for being where they are at this point.
Yeah, and congratulations, Zach Edey, Jalen Wells making the all-rookie
Yes.
team for All-Star Weekend.
Zach has been dominant.
Yeah, it's a couple double-doubles in a row. Been really fun
Without
to see.
them even throwing him the ball. He's figured out, how can I still have an impact on this game offensively without me being a post guy? Without it being they're going to throw me the ball and make moves. And what he's done is he has attacked the offensive glass with ferocity. And he has done a better job of finishing.
Right.
Catching,
Not bringing
finishing.
it down.
Not trying to do this. Now, there's still going to be some times when that happens. But for the most part, it is tipping it up here. And the guards and everyone who passes him the ball have to realize that any passes here up, he's going to be really good. If you start wanting to drop it down or get too fancy up under arms, now it makes it a little bit harder to pick out where the ball is. But when he knows where and how, I think he's done a lot better job of being able to finish.
Jaren, an all-star, that's awesome. Excited for him. We talked about it
All
last.
NBA Jaren now.
Yeah.
Forget it. We were talking all-star for so long. Now it switches to, why would he not be considered all NBA with what he's doing?
Right.
Best player on the floor when there are other bona fide stars that are playing.
What's going on, and how in the world does Luka Doncic get traded to LA?
It really kind of boiled down to me that I thought Nico was just kind of tired of dealing with Luka. The first thing that popped into my mind, if everybody remembers that video last year, I think it was when the Mavs made the finals.
Yes.
Luka was with his dad drinking a beer.
Right.
Nico walked over, just took it out of his hand, dapped up his dad, didn't say anything to Luka, and just walked off. I think there has been tension a long time where I just think Nico didn't want to deal with it anymore. And there was issues about his weight. He doesn't work out. Like, they had to stop this man from drinking sweet tea. I just think there was issues, even though they made the finals last year.
Would you have traded Desmond Bain for Luka?
Yes.
Would you have traded John Morant for Luka?
Yes.
Would you have traded Jaren Jackson Jr. for Luka?
Yes.
Tune in to the Grizz 901 postgame show, live after every Grizzlies game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
We're going to be drafting Super Bowl halftime shows. I'm really excited about this because there's some good ones. There were some ones I forgot about. We're just doing 3. And we're going to go in, let's see. Who's going to go first? Oh, Buckets, you get to go first.
Hey.
And then you can go, Uncle Buck. I'll go last.
All right, first up for me, I have one. I think it'll get back to me, but I'm gonna go with anyways. My favorite Super Bowl halftime performance. It's Prince playing "Purple Rain" in the rain.
I thought that was coming
like,
back to you.
It would not.
It was
That was my first one too.
GOAT performance.
What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about?
Like, it was
Purple Rain
amazing.
in the rain?
In a bonnet, and he didn't lip sync. He didn't do all this crazy crap. He just rocked. Hoopers hoop, and that's what Prince did.
Man, I didn't see Prince being all of our number ones. That makes me really happy.
It was amazing.
Like,
It was
number
amazing.
one.
Yes.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Loot Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, we already talked about this. Luka traded for AD because he's too fat.
How about that narrative? You go to the finals 2 out of 3 years from now?
Yes, and he's 25 years old, dude.
Like, yeah, no much your weight is a problem.
Holy crap. I still can't put my mind around it. It's unbelievable. All right, De'Aaron Fox traded to San Antonio as well. Good move for San Antonio. He seems like a perfect fit.
Perfect fit. I mean, you knew Chris Paul wasn't going to play forever.
Yeah.
And I think this was just the rental of Chris Paul until they figure some things out. But I think
And a good veteran to have around a young team.
but it would be a lasting effect. That was what San Antonio was like. How can we create a lasting effect on our team from a veteran guy who might not be here for that long of a period?
Right.
But this is the perfect guy to put into that role because he'll show them exactly what to do on the floor, but also how you conduct yourself off of the floor. And for young guys, that's half the battle, with being able to silence what's going to happen off the floor so that you can go on the floor and be the best player that you can be. And so it's nice to have a Chris Paul, and it's nice to have a young vet in De'Aaron Fox, a guy that's been around for 6 seasons, I think, for him. 6 or 7 seasons he's been playing. And so there's another guy that can come in, but he's still in the prime of his game. Can teach you some things, but when he goes on the floor, he can still be the best player on the floor next to Wemby. So a nice 1-2 punch for them. But I would say for San Antonio it is, if they can get Wemby to catch the ball in better areas of the floor, he'll become one of those guys you're like, geez, how do you stop him?
Yeah.
Because his size, he catching the ball on the elbow, mid-post. He just turns and looks at the back. Again, it's amazing to see it in person.
It really is.
It's amazing to see how long he is.
My favorite NBA story of the week, Zion.
What happened with him?
You know, I still don't know where I'm at with Zion because, like Luka, he's fat, but now he's not. He looks great, and he is when he's on a camera. He's very engaging. He's likable. You know, I don't want to like him because him and Ja 1 and 2, and he's with New Orleans, blah, and no, he's hurt all the time. But he's likable, it seems. So he's in front of the camera, and they're asking him about playing in back-to-backs. And Zion said, if I can play in the back-to-backs, I would. Physically, yes, I can. I want to play in the back-to-backs. But I'm an employee of the New Orleans Pelicans, and they think it's smart that I don't play in back-to-backs. Could I do it? Yes, I could. But I'm an employee of the Pelicans. The best part of the story is the Pelicans are the ones who put the video out. What are you doing?
What's the Pelicans' record? Their record is wise. Their record is what it
Holy
is.
crap.
I hate that DeJounte Murray. Hopefully he gets better with the torn Achilles. But
Oh, that's awful. This is
here's my take on Zion.
it's the first player to come out and basically say, hey,
The team's the one
the
that's
team's the
telling me
one that's telling me I can't play.
Here, this is my take on Zion. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I am that caliber of player, you can't tell me when and when not to play. This is a different day. It's a different age where you're gonna let somebody tell you that you can't play basketball today. I'm not letting you tell me I'm not playing basketball. Like, the thing that I do is I play basketball. I enjoy going out and playing basketball. Now, if you are physically able to do it back to back, then you should be able to go out and do that. This whole mindset that you think guys not playing is going to make them play more is absolutely asinine.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen not playing, not being involved means you're going to play longer. This has not been proven yet. We have now gone through this for years and years on this doing less, are you going to get more? Doing less means you'll get less.
Wow.
That's all that it means. Because at the end of the day, a guy may get hurt just playing. So if I'm already restricting you on doing stuff and then you really get hurt, well, shit, you have now done nothing for us.
Right.
So to me, the mindset for me would have been like, no, bro, I'm not playing. And if you keep telling me that I'm not going to play, then I'm going to let them know, because the backlash goes on the player.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
None of this has gone to a team or whoever makes this decision on when guys play and they don't play. Everybody's like, we're tired of guys not playing. But what you don't realize is guys are not making these decisions on if they're playing or not initially. But what I will say is to those that are playing is take control and onus of your own career to say, bro, I don't want to sit on the sideline and not play games. I want to be involved. I want to get out there with my guys. So it's twofold for me in that. Number one, somebody showed me that this less playing has made guys' career be longer or has allowed guys to play more games during the season. I've yet to see it. The injury numbers are exactly the same as they've always been. So that is, to me, as I said earlier, just asinine to believe it. The second thing is, as a player, you also say, well, bro, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to go out and play because that's what I love to do. I love to play basketball. So until that time happens, then we'll just continue to be seeing guys sit on the side. Why is he not playing? The team said, he said. And then people say, well, why is viewership down? Because your main guys aren't playing on a regular basis. Who in the hell wants to go to a game and I might not see the best players that are playing? I don't want to turn the TV on. I watch some basketball. I don't want to turn on and watch these games and say, well, I'm excited to see this guy play. Oh, he's not playing tonight. What happened? Oh, well, we're just sitting. It's a rest. Nobody wants to hear that. So if you want it to be better, let guys play basketball and stop with this all of a sudden science shit that says, oh, well, you doing less gets you more. Doing less has never gotten you more.
Nope. I'm with you, man. 100%. 100%. All right. One more thing in the NBA.
Okay.
Adam Silver last week suggested 10-minute quarters in the NBA. He said, as we get more involved in global basketball, the NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. I'm a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. I'm not sure how many others are, and putting aside what it means for records and things like that, I think the 2-hour format for a game is more consistent with modern television habits.
Bro, come on, man.
Come on, man. First of all, you're going to take
hard.
8 minutes off of a game would be insane. It would change not just the records. It would change rosters, minutes that guys play, depth of a team, and how important that importance would go away a little bit because you'd be playing a lot fewer minutes.
Why do we have to be the international game?
And why does it have to be 2 hours?
Right. Why do we have to be the international game? Like, let the internationals do what they do. They want to play 40 minutes. They want to have a octagon, whatever shape paint they want to have. That's fine. Let them have their game. This is the NBA. Like, we play 48 minutes, and the thing is, just allow people to play. I promise you, I'm not sitting at home. When the games get bad is when we got too many reviews, or you're just calling too many fouls, and then the games get long. But when you're just watching the flow of an NBA game, I promise you I'm not like, oh shit, we're getting close to that 2 hours. This game is getting to be a little bit. You don't do that for basketball. What sport is there where you know you're going to play 2 hours? Soccer.
That's it.
That's the only sport that we play where you say, I know it's going to be 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Because damn, you can't have but so much penalty time or whatever the extra time they put on. They're going to play 45 minutes. We're going to add some time for penalty, injury, stoppage, whatever. But it doesn't all of a sudden. That's the only sport. So why do we have to fit into 2 hours? I think at this point, we're just grasping at too many straws. You're trying to appease people who aren't really basketball people. Like, so stop trying to appease. This sport is not going to get bigger than football. I don't care what you try to do. It's not going to beat football.
None of them are.
No, you never do it. They have a hold on viewership. You only got 17 games. It is one game a week. It's just set up perfectly to be what it is. Stop trying. You're not going to keep up with that. Just make sure that your product is good. Make sure your main guys are playing in the games on a regular basis so that people can enjoy watching the games. And I promise you, they won't give a damn if it was 2 hours or if it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
This weekend, we'll watch a game that'll be about 4 hours, the Super Bowl.
And guess what we'll be like, woohoo! Well, damn, is it over? Already?
I'm not gonna work tomorrow.
Right, but you know what? That's their niche. That's their niche. You give them that. Mm-hmm. Now you create what your niche is. Make sure that your product is good. You don't go out here and just start pulling at straws to make a couple of people be happy.
Chiefs are a 1.5 favorite over the Eagles.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Are you tired of the Chiefs?
I'm never against greatness.
Yeah.
I like to see greatness. No, I want to see who can stop it. And I understand people that get weary with it. You're like, oh, here we go again, the same thing. Well, hey, stop it. Yeah. The thing about it is, what I like about Kansas City is they do it what you would deem the right way. Like they go out and they play fundamental football. They have a dynamic quarterback. Defensively, they gotten better. And defensively, they're good. They got my boy over there as their defensive coordinator, which absolutely just kills me to see it. And so this is I'm not against it. I want to see who can beat them. The other NFL teams, stop this dynasty. But no, I think it'll be a fun game, and I'm not weary of it at all.
I love my Chiefs this week. I think Chiefs take it home just because, again, in one possession games, they are 17-0, and this is a 1.5 point spread, which leads you to believe it's going to be a close game.
Right.
And the Chiefs are dominant in close games and find ways to win. And also, when they are less than a field goal favorite, the Chiefs are 9-0 straight up and against the spread.
There's nothing wrong with going 9-1.
So
nothing wrong with that. And Jalen Hurts, that knee looked really good when they put up 55.
Yeah.
In the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to get real here for a second.
Uh-oh.
Last night at the Grizzlies game, there was a medical emergency. I'm sure everyone's aware of. And for those who were there, it was terrifying. It's an awful thing to see. And on the drive home last night, I had a lot of thoughts in my head and thought about it a lot. But one of the things that I thought of was we always give shouts out to the men in blue, the firefighters, and I don't think we give enough shout out to paramedics and EMTs,
yes.
Because let me tell you something. To see what they do and to see it up close like we did last night, it's terrifying. And to be in that position that they are and the work that they do, I think we have to be very grateful. So shout out to EMTs and paramedics.
Oh man, listen, that was a no-brainer. You beat me to it on that.
Yeah, it was.
The quickness at which, and
terrible.
also to our team ops, the facilities.
Yeah.
People. I mean, you think about all of what goes through your head. First and foremost is the health and welfare of the individual. But then secondly is, what do we do to minimize the visibility of this?
Right.
Because, I mean, they are trying to resuscitate somebody right there on the floor, doing chest compressions on the floor. And to see them react as quickly as they did, and for everyone to descend on this gentleman the way that they did, they also deserve a shout out for the way that they addressed it. And hopefully, we know he made it to the hospital last night, and hopefully for him and his family that he pulls through and can be at a game again at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and it was.
That was tough. I'm
rough.
gonna tell you this much, Fish. That's the second time I've seen that, and it is definitely shocking, and it takes you to that place where people say, "I'm just grateful to have another day." Oh,
Yeah.
It was like you said. That drive home for me was, man, thank you, Lord, for waking me up every day and allowing me to do this. And whatever little issues or things you may have going on, I'm still able to be here.
Yeah.
And so it makes you be a lot more grateful, thankful for where you are.
Yeah, definitely. It was, but we're going to end on that. I don't know what else to say other than the Grizz are playing really well. It's been a lot of fun to watch. So looking forward to the next week before we get to the All-Star break. And let's keep winning, man. This is fun.
You think we got 4 games?
Yeah.
It's 4 games. This is the start of a new 10-game set. There's nothing wrong. You got great opportunities, big tests, Oklahoma City, and then you got 2. We haven't seen the Clippers.
No, and we haven't seen that dome. I'm looking forward to the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Good basketball, but it's nice that this team is playing well. It's nice to have Ja back. He's just a calming influence on this team.
Yeah, he was great. It was cool. Big win was last night, and a big 9 out of 10 for the Grizzlies here recently. That's going to do it for us here on Night Court today. For BK, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget you can watch each and every episode as well on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Just search Night Court, and you'll be able to watch the episode each and every week. Until next week for another edition of Night Court. I didn't know what to do.
Peace!
Thank you for listening to the Night Court podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.